Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm a Monk, and today we are doing another video on Age of Wonders 4. This video is all about your Pantheon. If you haven't noticed by now, but when you complete the game, complete a map, you actually earn experience in which you can use those points to unlock extra things within your game. Some of them are little bits of cosmetics, other things happen to be some pretty awesome things. Whether that be culture traits themselves massively changing the game, or maybe even different starting weapons for your heroes. Either way, these are things that you're going to want to unlock as fast as possible. And the game would kind of have you believe that the best way to unlock these things is by doing in-game events. And be that destroying heroes, destroying enemies, or learning different magic. You get points for all of these things towards the end goal amount of experience that you'll earn for your Pantheon. In fact, if you look right here, this was one of my latest playthroughs. It took me about 125 turns in order to get this and do this. And as you can see, I earned myself 3 points. That's a total of 3 things that I can unlock within my progression. Now, I actually earned quite a bit of experience here within this playthrough, actually. 1,750 experience. But if you look right at the top of that list, I earned 500 of that experience, almost a third, just for winning my game. Now, that 500 experience that you actually earn, you get regardless of any map size. And one of the best things about Age of Wonders 4 is that you get customizable options. In other words, you can make yourself a realm, make yourself a civilization, and then go out and win your map. And I can quite honestly say that it is the best way to earn experience in your game. If you want to unlock your Pantheon, perhaps you want to unlock the Chosen Destroyers. That is just one of the culture traits that you can earn within your game. So this video is going to be about showing you just how to do that. Now, when it comes to setting up your realm, I would recommend you set up a landlocked realm. I would also recommend this be a small map. You set it so your empires are close together, and you set it so that way there is just one other person that you can fight. I would also recommend you take 3 cities out of the situation. It just means that the map is a bit cleaner. They're not there to get in the way, and they're not there to help the enemy as well. Now, if you do this right, and if you set it up correctly, you can actually win your game within around 15 to 25 turns, which is considerably quicker than 130 turns a full story blown realm is gonna take you. In fact, I've actually won my game within like 10 turns, which is pretty awesome. On average, though, these realms will take you around those 15 to 25, depending on what happens within your game. Because, of course, this is a, anything can happen kind of game. One of the things I would recommend to you is that not only do you have to take the city of the Chosen Empire that you're up against, but you also have to kill their hero. If you don't do both things, your game will continue. Like, for instance, what happened to me in my latest go at this. I unfortunately took the city, didn't kill the hero. He vanished and disappeared and ran away on the map, and it took me a little bit of time to actually run down and find him. When it comes to actually creating your faction, I found that actually having a faction specifically made for this job made my life so much easier. And there's a few things that you can pick with your faction that will make it even easier for you. When it comes to racial factions, physical forms don't matter. When it comes to the body traits and the mind traits, I would pick things that make your race that much tougher. I went with hearty because it means I get extra health. I went with overwhelming tactics because it meant that if I needed to micromanage those battles, I was going to be able to do it and hit that much harder. When it comes to actual culture, I would recommend going chaos, because I feel like something like swarmers and pumping out those level 1 troops is going to help you the most, because getting more troops out as soon as possible means that you're going to be able to attack their city from the get-go. Prolific swarmers is a great one to pick up. Non-magic origin units require less upkeep for a start, meaning you have more gold to keep pumping out those troops early game. Also, your starting bonus is that you start with an extra tier 1 unit. Starting with those extra units means you can go on the attack from the very beginning. The second society trait that I would recommend is pretty much anything that gives you that extra troop. You'll want to be attacking from the very moment that you play the game. So anything that gives you an extra troop is definitely worth grabbing. I like the Chaos troop because I also think there's some early spells and some early perks that you can pick up that will help you along the way. But remember, we really do only have about 20 turns in this game. And with that being said, the tome that I would recommend choosing is Tome of Horde. With Tome of Horde, a good thing to pick up is Houndmaster, and of course you can even use Spawn King. I also feel like going down the champion route is the better option, because in this case it gives us that 10% extra gold income, which means we can rush out more troops from turn 1. Now, of course, we have created our race and our faction. It's time to give you some tips when you very first load your game. Honestly, my first tip has to be create another scout and rush it. You have a decent amount of starting gold at the beginning of your game, and your first priority has to be finding the other faction. Now, you have a number of troops that you got spawned with, because first of all you start with troops, and secondly we chose options to have more troops. Have them split up, have a look around your map and find that faction as fast as possible. And while you're doing that, pump out as many troops as you physically can, because you want to attack them from the very get-go. Sometimes you can get a little bit unlucky. The faction that you end up going up against can have some decent defensive, especially if they start with something like Great Builder. So that's extra fortification. It's going to take you a little bit longer to actually, you know, raid. When you do attack a city, it does take an X amount of turns in order for you to get that siege underway. So while that's turning down, while that's counting down, you want to be pumping out those troops, as many troops as possible, and possibly even learning spells to help summon troops along the way. And when it comes to your city expanding in population and you're picking out those different provinces, you could really go either way, either more production or more gold, depending on what you think's happening within your game. Now, typically with this method, I end up winning around turn 15 to turn 25. It really does depend on how lucky you get and how quick you manage to find the other nation. Unfortunately, I'm having to go back through my Pantheon because Paradox Interactive reset all of the Pantheon progression on release. So I'm doing the same thing as you guys are, trying to grind through and get those decent culture traits that you can get right at the very end of your Pantheon tree. But hopefully this video has helped you guys out. It really is the best way, the quickest way to earn this experience. It doesn't take that long to earn a few thousand experience doing this way. And it's a damn sight quicker than playing it on those big maps and trying to grind out those hero kills. And of course, if Age of Wonders 4 content is what you want to see, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We also have an active and growing Discord in which I'm trying to recruit more Age of Wonders 4's players. The link for it is down in the description. But until next time, I've been a monk, we've been Critically Clueless, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.